money. I get paid from TikTok, and I'm also getting paid from Facebook, and I get paid from Amazon. But Amazon, I don't get paid because I have a storefront. So when people buy whatever products I have listed on my storefront, I get paid. So I haven't bought anything recently because I don't have money to buy stuff from Amazon to add to my storefront products that I like, that work. But I do have an Amazon storefront. I'm in their influencer program, which you have to have like 2K, I think, to be in the program. I do have, yeah, so there's that.
Have an emergency. Can anyone help me out and send it to my PayPal? I'd appreciate it.
Well, Tophiachu's homeless arc has started yet again. Tophiachu has been moved to another shelter because the first shelter she was staying at could no longer house her due to the fact that it seems like there was a processing time within 90 days to see if Tophiachu would turn her life around and get a job and prove to the shelter that she can at least get some sort of income, or she had some kind of disability that would stop her from making money or having an income. Now, the shelter hasn't kicked her out. They are just moving her to another shelter at this point due to the fact that she has not proved to them in 90 days that she can make an income or has put effort to making an income. Instead of getting like a job and proving that she can have an income and getting help with shelter, she decided to go gambling. She's thinking about getting a lawyer to sue people that are making money off of her, ranting that there was a talent agency that wanted to work with her, then didn't go through with wanting to work with her. Then, as stated before, she got moved to a different shelter, but instead of going to this different shelter, she decided to move in with a lady at a motel, and she still can't get in touch with the creator of the GoFundMe, and is talking about Tophiachu quite a lot. There was a lot to go over, so let's get into this. To go in chronological order of what has happened, we have to start at August 13th. August 13th, we know Tophiachu was still at the shelter that she's been staying at all this time. She did a live stream on this day, and during this live, she was still saying that she was working with people on getting housing and trying to fix like payments, things like that, so we know she wasn't kicked out at this time. So what she discussed in this live stream was saying that people are using the word projection wrong, and then she goes on and projects onto people. She tells people that she's trying to get a place still. People are asking her if she has a boyfriend, and then she says that she could date a doctor, and then says just kidding afterwards. She talks about Tophiachu being arrested and trying to get in contact with a caseworker, and talking about blaming the internet for all the problems she has had so far. People need to stop stalking her. Then she goes on a whole rant about bullying, being jobless, and being mad at people that are fatphobic. She tries to compare herself to Cardi B during this whole entire live stream of how when Cardi B was being bullied, which really makes no sense, but she gets mad at the Tophiachu subreddit. She also can't get in contact with the GoFundMe's creator, and even GoFundMe has still not gotten into contact with the creator. Talks about her stealing her grandma's rings, saying that her uncle had made that all up and she never did. Her grandma actually left her all of her jewelry in a will that Tophiachu magically has in her storage locker. Then she says that she does not have access to Marie's station head.
Well, the different word besides projection. Projection means projecting your feelings onto someone else. It does not mean saying like, oh, like you didn't shower, oh, you need to shower, and like I didn't shower. That's not projection. Do you need the dictionary? Do you want me to pull it up to give you the definition of what projection is? Because maybe you're really slow and you don't know what projection means, but I can help you. I can give, but I'm still trying to figure out to get a place. But right now that's difficult, and I'm still trying to get my payment stuff. Thank you for the gift cards from Temu. We're trying to fix my thing, so getting over you was slow. My mom is okay. I talked to her today. She's okay. Imagine if I did. That would be crazy. A man in uniform. I'm just kidding. Maybe a doctor. You know, a doctor. Just joking. Imagine. Like, because I'm tired of people saying, well, you're not a celebrity. That doesn't make a lick of sense to say that it's okay for someone to harass somebody constantly, to show up to where they're at, to dox them, to put their address in the comment section, which is against the law, mind you. And I am looking into social media lawyers who are going to sue people for that. It's screen recorded. You're literally documenting you breaking the law. Like, I didn't say, hey guys, share my address. I'm not like Ash Trevino telling people to pull up. The reason why she got punched in the face is because she's telling people to pull up. There is no way in heck that I'm telling people pull up to where I'm at all the time and start filming me. Like, did I say, hey guys, show up to where I'm at, please? Do. Like, I'm not enticing people to do anything. I just make videos. Why are people so bothered by lip sync videos? Your mental health must be that bad if you're that mad over lip sync videos. I'm not bothering with anyone. There was a 12-year-old girl that just unalived herself due to bullying, but yet you don't want to acknowledge that you contribute to that bullying because people see what you do online and they carry it to other people. That's so insane. But you know, you want to take accountability for that. That's okay. Do you think you could just break the law? Because this app has a zero tolerance for doxing. You do know that. You can get IP banned for doxing, but TikTok does not abide by their rules. If I was to dox someone, I'm pretty sure I would get IP banned. There's zero tolerance for that on TikTok. There's a lot of things. Threatening. All of the stuff that TikTok has listed, they don't care enough because they allow it. So, to take a step back and realize, are you going to be doing this in your 80s? Are you going to be sitting here saying the address is 55678 Dracula Drive? Like, are you really going to be sitting here calling someone a fat bitch constantly in their comment section? Like, let's be for real. You're literally sitting here talking about someone's weight, calling them ugly all the time, saying they look like they're 40 when I do not look like I'm old. You're just forcing yourself to hate somebody. I can tell when people are forcing themselves to make insults. Like, calling me ugly and saying that I look old is a forced insult because I know that I don't look old or ugly. Why are you forcing yourself to hate someone? It's giving weird. It's giving pretendy. You're a pretender. Like, you're a pretendee. Seriously, you pretend. I'm not on my mom's station head. My mom's on her station head. I don't even have station head on my phone, and I have a station head. I'm not on station head because you can turn the comments off, but it's like your station head still runs. So I just let station head go because it's too much of a privacy thing. So yeah, and the reason why my mom has station head is because of me, but she's the one that's been commenting on her station head. I don't have access to that, and I told her not to respond to people. But if she wants to respond, that's on her. She's back to responding to people because she got a phone. She has service now. I don't have anything to do with that. I'm too busy. I'm dealing with other stuff. So first of all, I have to try to get a place. I can't live in the shelter forever. I need to get housing. I have a lot of things that I have to do. I need to look for a car. I need to get a car. I have so much going on. I have to be posting a lot on my Instagram and my Facebook because I'm in a program I'm getting paid for. So there's that. I have to make videos. I have to create content. There's a lot that I have to do. And like, yeah, on top of trying to get a place. Thing is like trying to if you're trying to get the shelter to get me kicked out because people are leaving reviews saying that I'm a hazard to people. If they kick me out, that's discrimination. I can sue them for that. They can't kick me out because of social media. I'm not a danger to people, and they know that. Because all I do is get on the computer or do what I have to do when I'm there. Eat dinner, eat lunch, keep to myself. Well, there are lawyers that'll do things pro bono. Pro bono lawyers don't get paid unless you win. And it literally says, which we signed an agreement, they cannot discriminate against me for any reason. So if it comes to social media, they cannot say, well, we have to ask you to leave because of social media. I'm not filming people there. And I let it very well known that I'm on my phone doing other things. I'm not trying to make it look like I'm filming there. So you can say whatever you want, but they know clearly I'm not doing any of that there. So my phone's about to die. Money I get paid from TikTok. And I'm also getting paid from Facebook, and I get paid from Amazon, but Amazon I don't get paid because I have a storefront. So when people buy whatever products I have listed on my storefront, I get paid. So I haven't bought anything recently because I don't have money to buy stuff from Amazon to add to my storefront products that I like, that work. But I do have an Amazon storefront. I'm in their influencer program, which you have to have like 2K, I think, to be in the program. I do have, yeah, so there's that.
It's funny that Tophiachu thinks that she can just get a lawyer and go after all the people that are making videos about her and saying mean things about her online. Tophiachu posts to a public forum, which means she's posting to the public. So anybody can have an opinion about her, anybody can have a say or say anything about you. Now, Tophiachu says that she can get this pro bono. Well, that's in certain cases. There are different levels to pro bono. So the first one is called true pro bono. The lawyer waives all fees, including any retainer fees, as the service is provided entirely free. The lawyer will absorb all the costs and time of the expenses. There is also, if the case is pro bono, clients may still be responsible for out-of-pocket expenses such as court filing fees, unless this is covered by the lawyer or any legal aid organization or a court fee waiver program. Hybrid arrangements. In some situations, a lawyer might take a quote-unquote low bono or reduced fee based rather than a true pro bono case. A reduced retainer or fees may be required, but this would not be considered full bono. Then, misunderstanding. Some clients might confuse pro bono with contingency fee arrangements. This is common for personal injury cases, where no upfront retainer is required, but the lawyer is paid a percentage of the settlement or judgment. This is not pro bono, as the lawyer expects payment if the case is successful. So I really don't know how she thinks she has a case or how she can even sue the Tophiachu subreddit when she doesn't really have the money to cover any of the legal court fees or anything like that. Now, another part of this live stream, as I said before, was talking about Papachu and how Tophiachu is getting angry at people that keep bringing up Papachu. Also talking about how that woman that just recently posted that video of her going into their house and filming Papachu and claiming it's because of love letters, she's claiming that it is now all for clout because people are dogpiling on Tophiachu, so Tophiachu is claiming that this woman posted that old video because now she wants to get clout.
He's arrested and his caseworker has not contacted me back, so I don't know what's going on there. Obviously, people shared his police record, and I think that he's taking what happened to my brother pretty hard. I don't know, so I'm like trying to figure things out, but you know. Oh, thank you. I see your face. I don't know why people keep talking about this medication thing. We did not give my dad his medications. So someone had to come to the place to give him his shots, or he had to go to the VA. So if you want to continue to keep lying and saying I tampered with his medication, go ahead. How can you tamper with medication you don't have? Because they have to give it to you. They have to give it to him in a shot form. So either he has to go to the VA or someone has to come give it to him, which he lost that privilege because he threatened the person. So now he has to go to the VA get it. And he hasn't been getting his medication for years because we didn't know where he was at. We went to look for him one time and we were going back to where we were sleeping, and some police pulled us over because the car is not registered. My brother was trying to get the car part fixed to get the car registered. It was a whole thing. We didn't know that you didn't need to pass submissions to get a car registered. They changed the law in New Mexico, and my brother didn't know that. So then we had to go back to where we were gonna go sleep because, yeah, we saw a video someone posted of him, and my brother was like, I know where that's at. So we went to go look, and he was, we went to go look, and he wasn't there. So we were having a hard time finding him. Because you can't visit him in jail. The jails now don't allow visitations. You have to do it over the thing, and it's a hassle. My brother tried to do it and it didn't work. He tried it like 3 times. You have to show your ID, then you have to set up over video chat, and then he tried it 3 times and it didn't work. One time when he got arrested, and then, you know, it's a hassle. I don't know, their system does not work. So, and besides with my dad, it's like I'm gonna try to do the best that I can to get him into some facility where they can take care of him. But as far as that goes, I cannot take care of him, and I cannot worry about him and worry about myself and housing and stuff. So, and also getting my brother buried. I mean, sometimes you can try to do the best you can for people, but it's a constant thing of him not being on his medication. Like, we're his family and we've been there for him, we cared for him, and if he doesn't want to make himself well, there's nothing I can do about that, sadly. Like, you don't want to make yourself well for your family, you don't want to get better. This whole situation is partially, my mom said, because of him too, because of the whole raid thing, because of all of that, and also partially because of the internet, which you don't want to take accountability for, but you are partially to blame, whether you say so or not. But like, there's only so much I can do. Like, we tried helping as best as we can. There's only so much. So, confront my dad and a girl. I'm considering, why would you send your daughter to a place? She took advantage of the situation to film the inside. She was not going because of some stupid love letter. She was going into our apartment to film what it looked like. Especially because, why are you walking up to my door filming already? This is not an episode of Cheaters. This is not an episode of MTV Cribs. If you're walking up to someone's place filming, obviously it's for clout. Why would you want to admit some man with mental illness is writing you love letters? That is the weirdest thing. You will never. That's like someone saying, oh, guess what? John Wayne Gacy wrote me love letters from prison. He was writing me love letters from prison. Like, why would you even admit something like that? That's weird. You're walking up to someone's place filming them. Why release it now? Why not release it then? She sat on this video for how long? Oh, now that everyone's dogpiling on me, she wants to do it too. Why didn't she release it back then instead of now? That's like the same people that tried to lie on Michael Jackson to make money off of him. Now that he passed away and want to take advantage because he can't defend himself. Oh yeah, my dad is sick and in jail, so now because he's not on his medication, he can't defend himself. He can't say anything about this woman because he's not well. She's taking clearly advantage of someone who's not mentally stable enough to defend himself. That's weird. I don't even know this chick, and I don't care to know this chick. The only thing that I want some people to know, the only thing that I want them to know is her job to know that she's recording people and harassing them. I mean, let's see if her job thinks so. She's probably going to get fired. Has mental illness, you're not going to do something. He gets mad, especially when he wants his cigarettes. He needs his cigarettes. No, it's not a lie, because my dad is a really bad smoker. He smokes 200 cigarettes a day. That is not a lie. My dad is very much addicted to cigarettes. He quit for like almost 24 hours and then went back to smoking. He's tried to quit cold turkey and he hasn't. So yeah, that's what it's like living with someone with mental illness, because one day their mood snaps. My dad was bipolar schizophrenic. That's the worst kind of bipolar you can have. Schizophrenic people do not like the government, they do not like the law, they do not like anything, because they think, how do I say, schizophrenic people are the types of people who everything, like, he thought the government was poisoning his medication. They're paranoid all the time. They think someone's out to get them all the time, whether it's the government or the police, because people thought it was funny to send the police. Like, you need to read books about people with bipolar before you start speaking about mental illness, because mental illness is very much, it's something to not make fun of. There's lots of people that are celebrities that are content creators.
She says she wants to put Tophiachu in a facility, but this whole entire time she hasn't spoken about him for months, and even said that she does not care about Tophiachu. But now, because she's being blamed, she's now trying to say, well, I did everything I could for him. I'm still trying to do everything that I could for him. Like, when were you trying to do that? Once the Chus split up, that's really it. She only talked about Tophiachu when she could, and she's even doing it now. Like, half of the time that she's talking about him, she'll, like, look down at her nails, do something else, because she doesn't really care about Tophiachu. Hell, she doesn't even care about Mamachu at this point. She also said that she wants to dox this woman that had recently just posted the video of her going into their home, basically. The whole first part of the stream, she was talking about how people shouldn't dox each other and how it's actually not allowed on platforms, especially TikTok. Now, not only does she talk about Tophiachu, but she also talks about the time when her grandma died and she was accused of stealing the rings off of the grandma's fingers.
I didn't steal rings off of my grandmother. Actually, let's address that since my uncle wants to lie. So that day my grandmother was dying, he was fighting my uncle for a car part. Let's talk about that. My grandmother went home for hospice because she wanted to die in home. And she was slowly breathing, so she couldn't talk anymore. She was dying, which is what they call the death moan, right? In the hospital. Sorry, I got distracted. Someone was walking. So anyways, the coroner came. The coroners came to pick her up because we were outside talking to my cousin, and my brother came out and said, Grandma died. Grandma's dead. And we were outside talking to my cousin because he got into it with his dad. And my mom was telling him, like, yeah, don't listen to your dad. Your dad's an a-hole, this and that. And my cousin was so pissed off that he said, you know what, I'm not going to deal with my dad. I'm leaving. So he left. And when he was leaving, my mom went to go see him off. You know, basically, like, she went to go talk to him before he left. And my brother comes out and says, Grandma's dead. So we're waiting for the coroner, right? We're waiting for the coroner to come. Oh, this is the funniest thing I gotta tell you because I laughed when my mom said this. So anyways, the coroner came and they said she had rings on, right? Mind you, these rings are not expensive because the expensive jewelry was stolen by my cousin for weed. So if she had any jewelry that was expensive, it literally was stolen by my cousin for weed. In the will, which we have the will, it's in storage, it says that I am supposed to get all of the jewelry, that the jewelry is supposed to go to me, because when I would go to my grandma's house, I would look through the jewelry and just look at her jewelry. I didn't take anything, right? So anyways, I looked at I would look at her jewelry, and she knew I loved jewelry, so she said when she died I would get all of her jewelry. That's in the will. I haven't even gotten any jewelry because it's not even worth it, because it's not expensive jewelry. You want something? His daughter, I told his daughter because she was there, I said, do you want grandma's rings? I offered it to her first. She said no. So me and my mom, because they said, do you want it? And he said, go ahead, take it. My uncle even said, go ahead, you can have it, because I said I offered them first. I didn't want to be rude. I didn't, because you know. So then yes, they gave us the jewelry. The coroner even took the jewelry off of her. Even if I have to contact the coroner, because I know who came and picked her up, even if I have to have them tell you he's lying, because I have witnesses. They're the ones that literally took the jewelry off of her and gave it to me. I did not steal jewelry off my grandmother. First of all, I'm a germaphobe. Second of all, I would be too horrified to even touch a dead body, even though it's a relative of mine. Like I wouldn't be able to do that, considering the fact the coroner's right there.
It's actually sad that Brother Chu was like the only person that we know of was in the room when the grandma passed away. Tophiachu was too busy with drama to be there for her grandma in her last moments. She had to be wrapped up in drama. Also, I love how she magically has the will of what her grandma wants. Now sure, I can give her the benefit of the doubt saying it's a copy, but how or why she would have this will is just either convenience to back up her story, but it wouldn't really back up her story because people would just want to see the document. She says that she didn't steal it and that she was gifted it, that it's in the will, then show us that proof. Now, my thing is, going off that last point, if she was given the jewelry in the will, why would she want to ask the uncle's daughter if she wanted anything? Sure, it could be being a nice gesture, and it was given to Tophiachu in the will, but that's if Tophiachu is to be trusted on this will. Also, she claims that she's a germaphobe and wouldn't want to touch a dead person's rings, or touch a dead person in general. In the same livestream, she was picking her nose. Now, her story on August 16th would let us know that she is begging for money in an emergency because she was kicked out of the shelter. But after saying she needs this emergency money, somebody would take a picture of her at a casino gambling. Well, Tophiachu would then post to her story her side of what happened and claim that people are too busy stalking her to know what really went on.
Have an emergency. Can anyone help me out and send it to my PayPal? I'd appreciate it. I know what the trolls are gonna say, but I need safe shelter for the night. My Cash App is down, my PayPal link is in my beacon link. And for those asking if I'm okay, no, I'm not okay. I keep being put in danger. I'll have to sleep outside in a tent if I do not get help. I can't explain the whole situation cause it's personal. I'd like to not give my personal business out here for my safety. She's playing y'all. LOL her on the dollar machine. Y'all are nosy. No, I didn't gamble my money. This girl gave me money to play at the casino. She said, do you want to go to the casino? I said sure, but I don't have any money cause I wanted to get out. She pulled out money she had to play. I don't understand why y'all are everywhere stalking me to spread false rumors. I'm broke, yet y'all say I'm spending money. Make it make sense. I need this whole outfit cause this is cute.
Then said very, very small because I'm not going to give up details. So anyway, some stuff happened. I was being dropped off at another shelter and this girl's like, hey, do you want to stay with me in my motel room so you don't have to stay in the shelter? She didn't feel it was right for me to stay in the shelter, so she asked me if I could stay with her at the motel room. I was like, sure, you know, because that is very kind of someone to offer. I had been going through a really rough couple of days that is very horrible considering my situation and what I have to constantly keep going through. So yeah, I really just wanted to get a good night's sleep.
This heat is no joke. I'm already getting sick and dehydrated. Y'all think it's funny, my situation. All I have ever done is been kind to people who deserve it. I just need housing, that's all. Everyone else gets it with a job, and yet I was in a violent crime, me and my mom, and my mother was shot, had a health problem but can't get housing. It's crazy. Y'all act like you know, but you don't.
So the girl that took me to the casino, she was around gambling, so she gambled most of her money because she gave me 80. And then she said, she was like, oh girl, we spent 400. She said we gambled 400. We didn't win really nothing. Well, I didn't win anything, and neither did she. But she said I gambled most of my money because she's going into a program for a year that'll help her get housing. So yeah, that's why she wasn't in the photo, because she was walking around gambling, and that's the reason why I'm not gonna like film somebody without their knowledge and put them on my platform, considering the fact that she was somewhere gambling. We took a lift back because we had to meet someone else who was staying with us because he has cancer and they couldn't find him a place to stay. There was a whole issue with that too. There was a caseworker on the Reddit that had already explained everything that I'm trying to explain to you. It is very hard to get housing when places want 2 to 3 times the rent. You are not going to make that working anywhere, even if you get a job. And to say that I'm making an excuse to get a job, no, I'm not. I got paid $2,400 to do an ad for Temu. I'm having a hard time getting that payment. I cannot get that payment. Once I get that payment, I can work on getting a car. That's the thing. I can only slowly work on getting things. Right now, I'm slowly trying to work on getting housing, which is very hard to get housing. There are other people getting housing before me that have no jobs, nothing, but I'm a victim of a crime. I deserve to be in a house and be safe, but I'm being put in danger constantly. People have to stop acting like they know solutions that don't work. It does not work. I am telling you, what you suggested does not work. I literally know a couple people, considering that I've met a couple people at the shelter that are working and still can't afford a place to live. That's not logical, especially with Albuquerque. Sorry, that's what someone called it at the shelter. It is high in crime here in Albuquerque, and it is a very dangerous city to live in. And yet people want to drive around, think everything's a joke, laugh, and be funny, and be like, I have a bed, I have a house, I have this, I have that. There are children out in the streets, there are children out in this heat that have no place to live, and you think that being homeless is just some sort of joke because someone is lazy. That's not how it works. I'm just trying to get the resources to get a place. I'm not trying to have my First Amendment rights taken away by being told if I take something, then I can't, I want freedom, and I'm tired of having stipulations with things. So, I want to address something somebody said. Someone said, your intention shouldn't be gambling. What did I literally say? I literally said that she offered to go to the casino. I said, sure, because I wanted to get out. I wanted to go out. Did I say I wanted to go gamble? What were my intentions? And to literally say that I still gambled the money, of course, because that's what she gave it to me for. I was expecting for them, because they did say when I go back to the place that they would help me find the place, but they were too busy and so stressed. They were there to help the people that were there. They're not there to help me find a place. They said, well, there's nothing really much we can provide for you. That was that. I can't expect some place that is not for that to help me, because I was sent there under the pretenses of help. You guys don't understand what shelters are, because the caseworker that works here really told you that shelters are not necessarily for you to get a job and get back on your feet. Not necessarily. The one that I was at was for navigation, which means navigating through housing, whether it be getting on disability or whether it be whatever plethora of situation that you have. It was not necessarily for getting a job. Some people lack the common sense of what certain shelters are for, and it is also for housing people that can't necessarily afford housing. That is something that people don't have the common sense for. Like, when rich people are born of money, they're rich. When people are born of poverty, they stay poor. That's how the system is built. Like, the system is built poorly. So when explaining things, no, shelters are not necessarily for people to get a job. Shelters are to house people until they work on their housing or move forward, because here, as far as many places, a lot of shelters require 3 to 4 times the rent, and if you don't have 3 to 4 times the rent, then you can't rent, and that is what's hurting a lot of people from getting places. Again, the reason why they charge 3 to 4 times the rent is they really want to make sure people can pay the rent, but it hurts people who fall under low income when it comes to making the minimum wage and living off of minimum wage. That is something that doesn't help people, and frankly, people need to do more research before speaking, because necessarily it's not only just for jobs, it's for people to do a plethora of other things, not just look for a job.
So I did see somebody post this access and use of engagement centers in order to help gateway shelter guests strengthen their connections with providers and help them facilitate new connections to other services. They have this engagement center which helps with like medical, behavioral health, obtain like Medicaid, SNAP, and other educational services and support and additional resources. This document kind of lays out what happens when you're at these gateway shelters and the engagement center as a whole, but at the bottom, this is very interesting. Offering engagement to connect with services, guests who choose not to engage will be offered transport to other options and asked to leave, with the option to return when ready to access services. So she's not really left out in the cold, but I'm guessing to obtain these services, she's gonna have to probably get a job and probably have to do things that Tophiachu just does not want to do. I did see people in the subreddit for Tophiachu that a lot of people were speculating what was happening to her. Like, some people were saying, well, she probably got kicked out because, it was time for her to leave. And a lot of people were kind of close to what this document says, that she was in a progress review for about 90 days to see if she will try to turn her life around or do something that is productive that will allow her to stay in this program that she is in. There was people on a Discord that were talking about Tophiachu One message was talking about Tophiachu being kicked out of the shelter that she used to be at for months and is currently looking for a new place to stay, with a screenshot of her saying, hey, if anyone could send money to her PayPal, she'd appreciate it. Then there are other people talking about her situation, how she's being transported to another shelter. Then a woman offered her to stay at a motel with her. They were saying that Tophiachu was never going to have to sleep in a tent or be out on the streets, and there was never an emergency because she was guaranteed housing regardless. So a lot of people were just mad that she was trying to really bait people into sending her money so that it seemed like, oh, she's actually in a bad situation, when in reality, she was going to stay somewhere safe no matter what. So I don't know what's happening with Mamachu. There's not really anything solid, and Tophiachu has really stopped giving updates on Mamachu. The only thing she says about Mamachu anymore is, oh, she's doing good, and then drops the subject right then and there. She doesn't really like to talk about Mamachu like she did before. Like after the shooting, she would go into detail on how Mamachu's doing. To me, my theory with Mamachu is, due to her medical issues and the new medical issues due to the shooting, she will most likely get housed in like a care facility because she has no one to care for her, and she was on disability even before all of this. I do have my own theory that Tophiachu is just jealous of Mamachu because she's getting help and resources that Tophiachu could never get. So that's why another reason she's not speaking about Mamachu, because she's kind of a little jealous. But that's just my theory of just what is happening. We truly don't know what's going on with Mamachu, and hopefully she is okay wherever she's at. Now Tophiachu is saying that she's doing good, so hopefully she's all good. I did also want to put it here at the end because I just saw this, that Papachu did have a court date scheduled for August 18th at 9 a.m. That is all the Tophiachu updates that I have for right now, so I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.